All right, here we go with the Monday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Hope you had a good weekend, everyone. The heat really cranked over the weekend. We did 90 Saturday, 88 Sunday, and then we hit 90 again today. It's been a hot stretch with increasing humidity. Today's numbers looking like this: 68 this morning, 90 this afternoon. Only 4 shy of a record. It's an old record set back in 1898. It was 94 degrees on today's date. Record low is a little more recent, 1971, 42. Was the low temperature. So it was our 14th 90-degree plus temperature of 2020, 3 more than last year. Still 4 shy of the mark we reached in 2018. The average is about 8 or 9 as far as 90-degree temperatures in our neck of the woods. So this is 3 straight summers of these numbers being pretty lofty. All right, so of course, out west, a lot of wildfires lately. These have been pretty horrendous, and some of the smoke is finally making its way east, taking a ride on the jet stream, and you're going to notice, I think, a little bit of haze, or a little bit of a milky sky at times, through midweek. Now, it's not going to be super thick or anything. You're not going to smell it, but it can make for somewhat hazy conditions. This extending from California, then up and over the northern Rockies, into the upper Midwest, and then diving down into parts of the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. All right, so as far as the actual weather goes, we've had a very hit-or-miss showers and storms today. Most of us have been in the miss category. We had a thunderstorm earlier that is kind of dying out over southern Columbiana County, and as of 7 o'clock this evening, just a couple of random showers from Vienna and Cortland back up towards Southington and up into parts of Geauga and Portage counties. It's muggy outside. Dew points are in the lower and middle 60s. These elevated dew points are going to stick around for much of the week. Let's turn our attention down to the tropics and what impacts the tropics may or may not have on our weather. This is what's left of Marco. Marco really underachieved. It got torn apart by wind shear, and so this is a very, very disorganized mess. That being said, it's producing some bouts of heavy rain and even a tornado threat this evening in the panhandle of Florida, up into southwest Georgia, where a tornado watch is out. Of greater interest will be Laura, and Laura is the reason that tropical storm warnings are out for parts of western Cuba and across the Florida Keys. Hurricane watches and tropical storm watches out from Houston over towards Lake Charles. So southeast Texas, southern Louisiana on high alert, because Laura, while it is still a tropical storm early this evening, overnight or tomorrow it's going to become a hurricane. Right now winds are 60, gusts to 70, and the pressure still up over 1,000 millibars. But this is heading into a very favorable environment in the Gulf of Mexico. Wind shear will relax quite a bit, and the water, well, it's always going to be warm in the Gulf, especially in August. It's above average in most of the Gulf. So this will strengthen into a hurricane and perhaps even a major hurricane before it makes landfall. And what we mean by major hurricane is Category 3 or above. Now, track forecasts, the skill is pretty good on these. Lots of advancements in the science over the last couple of decades. We're pretty good at predicting the overall track. The intensity, that's tougher. That's tricky business. And so, while this is the official National Hurricane Center forecast, making landfall somewhere in southeast Texas or Louisiana Wednesday night as a Category 2, no one's going to be surprised if this is a Cat 3 with a low-end chance of maybe even a Cat 4. That's a low-end chance. I think odds are starting to increase this will be a Cat 3 when it makes landfall somewhere across southeast Texas and into Louisiana. As far as impacts here, not expecting direct impacts. The plume of moisture from Laura will bend to the east before it makes it this far to the north. So this is kind of the plume of moisture from Laura, this right down here. Now, we actually are going to see, though, some rains at times over the next several days. This will be our most kind of fruitful week as far as precipitation goes in the last few weeks. Of course, it's been real dry. Everything's browning up and turning dead. But we're going to see rain at times through the start of the weekend. Tomorrow's situation is interesting. We have a cold front heading our way. The modeling is not very impressive with how much precipitation occurs as this front approaches. It's going to be possible that a dying band of widely scattered showers and storms moves through around midday, early afternoon, but it doesn't look real impressive on the modeling right now. And that feature may serve to stabilize the atmosphere enough for the rest of the afternoon that not much happens. That's been the trend. Overall, though, it's something to keep an eye on, and as of this morning, the Storm Prediction Center has the area highlighted in the slight risk for severe weather. What we mean by slight is if you think about it as a 1 to 5 scale. It's basically a 2 out of 5. Not going to be shocked if overnight tonight, depending on what the model trends are, not going to be shocked if the slight risk is trimmed some in the next update from SPC. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if the slight risk ends up being over here and kind of the western edge of this gets demoted, if you will, back down to a 1 on a 1 to 5 scale. I'm pretty unimpressed with the way things look as of right now, but that being said, we'll keep an eye on it. If we were to get a heavy storm that manages to get up on its feet, it's going to be in the afternoon tomorrow, but I think the chances are small. But wind damage would be our primary concern if something were to get going. All right, then we have another interesting day coming up on Wednesday with a warm front heading our way. Now, this day, I would not be surprised if Wednesday holds a better chance of some heavy, gusty storms capable of producing severe weather as we get into the afternoon. Never trust a warm front, and sometimes warm fronts can be sneaky severe weather producers with an increase in wind shear across that warm front. And then on Thursday, we have another weak cool front approaching from the north and west, an unstable atmosphere. Spotty shower or storm will be a possibility once again. So Wednesday, much like tomorrow, we're in the slight risk for severe weather. I think at this point this is a more legitimate slight risk than tomorrow. All right, some good news in the rain department. Again, we're going to miss out on the direct effects from Laura as the remnant moisture misses us to the south. That being said, we'll get enough showers and thunderstorms. They'll be frequent enough through the start of the weekend that 1 inch to 2 inches worth of rain seems pretty likely as an average. There may be some locally higher amounts if you get a prolific thunderstorm in your location. I suspect the most unsettled period will be Friday night into Saturday morning. Everything before then is pretty widely scattered, especially tomorrow. I don't think much happens tomorrow, but Wednesday, a little bit more activity, then Thursday, a little bit of activity, and then Friday night, Saturday. That's when we'll see the most frequent showers and thunderstorms. We need the rain. We don't want the severe weather. We don't want too much rain at one time. So overall, if we do get a few rounds of showers and storms and it doesn't cause any problems beyond inconveniencing some people, it would be a good thing at the end of this week. And then it's going to turn nicer after a very muggy stretch. Boy, it looks really nice. End of the weekend. First part of next week, the humidity, the dew points come way down. The sun will be out. I think we have some delightful weather coming our way as we wrap up August, Sunday and Monday. That'll do it for Weather Geeks tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you back here same time, same place on Tuesday with an update on our midweek severe weather chances.